Got you. But if he wanted to, he could. If he wanted to, right?
If he says that it isn't a quality of him to have one, then why go into the imagination of if he would have one, how he would get one?
Well, Allah does it himself. Allah goes into the imagination of him having a son or not. He does it himself in chapter 43, verse
How?
81. I'm sorry, chapter 39, verse 4. Chapter
Well,
39,
you
verse
said
4,
what?
chapter 39, verse 4, he says, if Allah wanted to have a son, he would have chosen one from among his
Okay.
creation. So he even goes into the imagination of him having a son and what he would or would not do. Or could or could not do, sorry. So
Okay.
since Allah goes into this, I'll ask you again. If he wanted to, he could have a son. Is that correct?
Of course.
Beautiful. Now, let me ask you this. If Allah couldn't do something, or let's say if Allah needed help to do something, then he wouldn't be God. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Of
Could
course.
Allah have a son by himself, or would he need help?
So what I'm trying to understand is if Allah tells you that it's not of his character to have a son, why go into the imagination of if he would have a son, how would he go about having one?
Because your Allah does it himself. Do I have to repeat that, bro? Do I have to repeat that?
So I already told you that whatever he wants is kun fayakun, be and it is.
Fine. If Allah wanted to have a son,
That's
could
how
he?
you came to
Could
be.
he?
That's how I came to
I
be.
got you.
Uh-huh.
If Allah wanted to have a son, could he have a son by himself, or would he need help?
Okay, I'm just gonna, if he, like I said, if he whatever he wants to have happen, it will happen
I understand. Would he need help to make anything happen, or could
by
he do it
himself.
all by himself? Okay, he could do it by himself. So
Yes.
if he needed help, he would not be God. Is that correct? Do we
I'm
agree?
saying to you that whatever he wants happen. I'm saying to you that whatever he wants to see happen, he has the power. He is all powerful. He would have that done by
Absolutely.
himself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if there was a situation where he needed
That's what I'm
help,
saying. That's what I'm
if he,
saying.
I got you. If he ever needed help, then he's not God, correct?
Yes, of course.
All right. We're on the same page. Good. So your Quran says this in chapter 6, verse 101. This is why I say Allah is not God, because he needs help. Here's the verse. Chapter
Okay.
6, verse 101. It says, how could Allah have a son when he doesn't have a companion?
Okay.
So according to the verse,
So
in
that's
order for Allah to have a
what you
son,
take as a reason.
that's one of them. In order for Allah to have a son, he needs a companion.
No, that's not what the verse said.
Okay. So when it says,
That's your
how can he have a son when he doesn't have a companion? What is it saying?
that's your interpretation of it. What the
No,
verse
that's
is
no,
saying.
no, that's what it
First of all, the
says.
Quran.
That's what it says,
Who
bro.
was it intended to?
It doesn't matter. That's what it says. It doesn't matter who it was intended to. Come on, bro. What's up with you guys? First of all, who was the Quran for?
Did you get my question?
I think your connection is like bad, bro.
Okay, but can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I get you just fine. It doesn't matter who the Quran is for. It says, how can Allah have a son when he
No, but
doesn't
it
have a wife?
No,
So
but it
what does
does.
that verse mean?
But it does. It does. Okay, so the Quran it's speaking in the language of the human being. Is that correct?
Sure.
Because it's communicating to the human beings, right? That is a message to the human beings, right?
Right.
As we believe, we the Muslims believe.
Okay.
So to us Muslims, to the human being, not just Muslims, both Christians and the Muslims, how do human beings have children?
You need to mate. You need a companion. You just cook.
In Islam
you
and
just cooked
Christianity,
Allah.
the rightful way of having children, how does one go about having?
You mean among humans?
How does one go about having children in both Christianity? Yes, the humans, yes.
You need a companion.
How do we have children?
I just told you.
You need a companion, a wife, right?
So Allah needs a wife in order to have
One
a
needs a
son.
wife.
So just like humans, Allah
No,
needs a
but
wife to have a
what
son.
I'm saying is, if what I am saying is, if the Quran is communicating to us, the human beings, in our language of the human beings,
Yeah.
then how would we then understand what message the Quran is sending to us?
Brother, you just cooked Allah.
You
Because
understand?
in a way for Allah to
No,
have you understand why he doesn't have a son. Hold on. The way that Allah is communicating to you
okay,
why he doesn't have a son is for the same reason a single man would not have a son. Because a single man doesn't have a companion, a wife, so he can't have a son without that. And so Allah's communicating that to you, saying, Allah can't have a son without a wife either. He's just like you. You just cooked Allah, man. He's not God. Thank you.
no.
Matter of fact, I should make you the host here. I'm gonna give you the headphones.
No, man, that's just what you take of it. No, that's what you take of it. That's again, you're taking what you want from what you heard, like you did with the verse. I'm telling you that because the Quran is sent a message sent to communicate to the human beings. Allah is communicating with the human beings. So
and what is he communicating?
Explanation comes in the Quran is
what is he communicating?
In a way
what is he communicating?
For our brains, he's communicating to us to understand that when he said he does not have a wife and he does not need a wife, he's all powerful. Then, as explanation, he's telling us that how could he have a son when he doesn't have a wife? Because
what does that what does that mean? Wait. Pause there.
Our limited abilities. No, I'm sorry. Let me land. In our limited.
Take care, bro. You're a bot. You're a robot. You're a robot. You just cooked Allah. You just cooked Allah. You just cooked him. Thank you. Thank you for doing the work. Allah is not God because Allah is comparing himself to humans, saying that in order for him to have a son, he needs a wife, just like you and me. Just like you and me. Allah is just like you and me. Just like you and me. Just like you and me. He is. He's just like you and me. Come on. He's just like you and me. Allah is just like you and me. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. He's just like you and me. He's just like you and me. Come on, everybody. He's just like you and me. Yes, he is. Allah is just like you and me. Just like you and me. Allah's like you and me. Yes, he is. Oh, and, hey, that's him, not me. That's him. That's him. That's him, man. All right, one more, and then we're gonna go to YouTube.
Hello.
What's up, bro?
What's up?
Are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. Welcome to the stage, bro. Do you believe that God is all powerful?
Yes, I do.
I do as well. Do you also believe that if something was not all powerful, then it's not God.
Yes.
I also agree with you. Do you also agree that if God needed or depended on something outside of himself, then he's not God. He's dependent. He needs help. He's not God then, right?
Yes. That's why Jesus isn't God or can't be God.
Well, we could get into the Jesus thing in a second. The topic is Allah is not God. But okay. That's why Jesus is not God, because he needed help. He needed someone else outside of his own self, according to you, right? Now, okay, cool. So I hope you keep that same energy. I hope you keep the same energy.
Avery.
Hold on a second.
Avery,
Hold on a second.
real quick.
Let's get straight to it. Let's not divert
Real quick.
anything. Let's not divert anything.
I just want to say, so this is my friend. I'm a Christian. I put him on, and he's a Muslim. He doesn't know much about. Of course, he knows.
Why were you pretending to be a Muslim?
No, that's my friend who was speaking. I'm a Christian. I just told you about him, and I told him to speak to you, and just because he doesn't know much, so these are topics that he can like research on his own. So if he comes to the conclusion and that Islam, like, if he doesn't believe in it, then from the topics you give, so this is more like for him to learn basically. So he's not very like
So where is
well
he?
knowledgeable. Yeah, I'm still learning kind of, but I just wanted to talk and ask him a question.
Oh, that's crazy. Y'all sound just alike, but okay, that's cool. There's two different people here. All right, fine. So let me talk to the Muslim.
Yeah, go on. I'm speaking.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm just saying keep that same energy. While you're saying that Jesus is not God because he needed help.
Yep.
So okay. So my question to you is this, bro. If Allah wanted to, could he have a son?
Allah can do what he wants.
Okay.
But when if he was to have a son, then how can you put all the attributes of God into a man? It makes God less powerful in that sense. And Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of God, and they worship him.
What does this have to do with anything? It's just a simple question. Can he have a son if he wanted to?
Yes, I just told you that you can do anything you want.
All right, that's it. So okay, he can do anything he wants to. Now here's my next question, bro. Could Allah have a son by himself if he wanted to, or would he need help?
Well, he can do as he likes. So whether that's by himself, then yeah.
All right. If he needed help to have a son, then that would mean he's not all powerful, right?
Yes, because he would be dependent on something.
Exactly. So chapter 6, verse 101. It says this in the Quran. Chapter 6, verse 101. It says, how could Allah have a son when he doesn't have a companion? So according to that verse, how can Allah have a son when he doesn't have a companion? What does Allah need, according to that verse? What does he need in order to have a son?
Well, to have a son, speaking from a human point of view, you'll need a female.
Yeah, but now according to this verse, it's talking about Allah, not a human. And it says, how can Allah have a son when he doesn't have a companion, a wife?
But when you're talking about God, you can't use human nature, human characteristics, because he doesn't live in our kind of energy or time or goes by our rules.
Then why does he do it here? Why does he do that in this verse?
What does he do exactly?
He acts as if he is a man who also needs a wife to have a kid, like you and me. Allah's doing that, not us. He says, how can Allah have a son when he doesn't have a wife? So according to that verse, what does Allah need in order to have a son?
He's not claiming to be some sort of man.
I didn't say that, brother. I didn't say that. Just focus on the question.
It's just a mere question. It's a mere question of how can God have a son?
When he what?
How can God have a son?
When
he doesn't have a companion or whatever.
So what does he need in order to have a son?
he needs to be dependent on something.
So then that means he's not Allah. He's not God, right? Allah's not God because he's dependent on something else.
But he's not claiming to have a son or any sort of a god.
No worries. We're not talking about whether he has a son or not. We're talking about can he, and we're talking about what he can and cannot do. If he cannot do this by himself, then he's not God. He's not all powerful because he's dependent, as we both agreed.
Okay, yeah, but like I said before, God is not a man, or he doesn't exist in our human nature. So where he lives outside of our space and time. So to kind of hold us against him in any sort of regards is unrealistic.
So why does he do that to himself? Why does he hold himself to human regards?
The Quran saying that.
How is the Quran holding him to human standards?
I'll do it again. Because in the Quran, notice what I'm quoting. I'm not saying myself. I'm not just saying words. I'm quoting the Quran, chapter 6, verse 101. It literally says, and I'm quoting it verbatim, how can Allah have a son when he doesn't have a companion?
The Quran's doing that, holding up to human standards.
So do you see how the Quran does that? Not me. The Quran puts him in a human way. You see that?
So the Quran is saying, how can God have a son without
a wife,
a separate entity, without a separate entity?
Exactly.
But you also think that would make him human. You think that exactly.
But this is something that we can go back and forth.
No, we can't. It's simple. It says that Allah needs a companion to have a son, right? Be honest.
God can have, or whatever God says will be.
I want you to focus on the verse. Do not give me a robotic answer. Be honest. According to the verse, it says that Allah needs help to have a son, correct?
So,
man,
what kind of context?
I don't know.
Are you kind of building up to some other point here?
No, this is the point. The point is that Allah is not God because he's not all powerful. He's dependent.
I know what he's saying.
Yeah.
So you're saying.
So if you know what I'm saying, why can't you answer the question?
I am answering the question.
All right. So here's the question again. If you're answering the question, I should hear it after I asked this for the probably 6th time. The verse says, how can Allah have a son? How can he have a son when he doesn't have a companion? So according to the verse, Allah needs a companion to have a son, correct?
In a way, yes, he does.
Thank you for being honest. So
he needs some sort of entity.
Yep. And so if he needs some sort of entity to do anything, that means that he is not all powerful. Right?
In like I said before about being human and
right,
create
right or wrong, bro. If he needs anything outside of himself,
God is all powerful, though.
I know God is. That's why we're coming to the conclusion that Allah is not God, because God is all powerful.
Just to jump in, I'll give a counterpoint. So, can you say that the reason he needs a companion is because, say he doesn't have a companion, then it's not his son and it's just a creation? Same way, like if God creates humans, those aren't his kids in the Muslim.
He can only have a son if he has a wife.
Yeah,
that's the only way he can have a son.
But if he doesn't have a wife and he creates a son,
he can't create a son without a wife. That's the point.
Yeah, but the Quran is saying that because if he does create a son without a wife, that would mean that it's not his son. So that's why I think that's what the Quran's trying to say.
Yeah, it's just creation. It's not a son. It's just creation.
Yeah, it's just his creation, but
Yeah.
that wouldn't constitute as his son if it's
Correct. Correct. So back to the question. Understand what we're doing here. I'm showing you why Allah is not God. Allah in the Quran is not God. God is all powerful and does not need anything outside of his own nature to do anything. But here, this verse, chapter 6, verse 101, says that Allah needs something else, another entity, in order to do something. That means he's not all powerful, he's dependent.
Okay. Well, we don't. My friend doesn't have an answer to this question.
Well, let him speak for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said before, it's Can you repeat the verse? Can you tell me which like verse it's from?
Chapter 6, verse 101. It says, how can Allah have a son? Well, let me just read the whole thing. It says, the originator of the heavens and the earth. How can he have a son when there is for him no companion? When he created all things and is aware of all things. So how can he have a son when he has no wife? He's just the creator, not a father. You understand? You understand the argument?
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like we're just
All you got to do is just be honest. Be honest and admit that this
Allah
shows
is
that
God.
Allah's not all powerful.
He is all powerful.
No, Jesus is God.
So how is he all powerful if he needs help to have a son? How is he all powerful? Tell me, how is he all powerful
Why-
if he needs help to have a son?
Well, why would he have a son?
Doesn't matter.
I'm just not answering the question, bro. You have to answer the question.
This is a good friend, man. You got a good friend over there. He really loves you.
It's because Avery, I was an ex-Muslim. I converted to Christianity, and then we always have debates. And well, you like watching your videos and Sam's. Like I've seen so many contradictions, but like when I try to explain, I can't word them properly.
Yeah.
I bring up the common ones, like the Quran confirms everything in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So the Quran is saying the Bible is true, so Jesus is God, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want him to get on here because he's like still believes like
He's still
Islam's the truth.
he's still stuck in this darkness. No worries. Good job bringing him, man. You're a soldier. Let's change directions. Let's change directions. Why do you believe
something else up?
Why do you believe that Muhammad is a real prophet? What's the Muslim brother's name? What's your name, bro?
Ali.
Ali. Are you Shia?
Yeah.
You're Shia. Why do you believe that Muhammad is a prophet?
Well, because he spread the word of Islam.
But why do you think that the word of Islam is God's word? Why do you believe that?
Because it's a preserved text, unlike the Bible.
It's a preserved text?
Preserved book.
What do you mean by that?
So like it hasn't been changed.
So if it has been changed, you would disbelieve in Islam?
I mean, not to put it like that, but like it's a bit of a loaded question.
Well, I feel like it's simple. If I'm asking you why you believe Islam is the word of God, and you said because it has it's it's a preserved message and a preserved unchanged text, unlike the Bible, which is why you reject the Bible. So I'm asking, okay, cool. So if that's good enough to reject the Bible because you think it's been changed, if the Quran's been changed, then you would reject the Quran, right?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you something now. So you are of the opinion that there are no different Qurans out there. Every single Quran is word for word, letter for letter, the same all the way since Muhammad. That's what you believe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something, bro. I'm gonna put it on my screen. Do you read Arabic at all? You know Arabic?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. All right, no worries. Let me see if I got somebody. Paul, you here? Let me see if I got one of my Arabic speaking brothers here on TikTok. I'll bring him up. But I'm about to show you something, bro. I'm going to show you that you have multiple Qurans in many different places. Oh, here he is. Paul Bishop, welcome, brother.
Salam al-Masih.
Salam al-Masih. So I'm going to show some... oh, what? You got something to say? Since you want to interrupt me already?
I'm scared not to be in your lives anymore, because every time you ask for me, it's like I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Now every time you go live, I have to sit in the audience waiting for the prompt.
Oh shoot, that's good. That's good. But I got you at a good time, right? You're good and free.
Yeah. Go ahead. God bless you, brother.
All right, perfect. All right, so Ali, so I'm about to show my
Yeah.
camera. I'm about to show my camera, and I'm about to show you some different verses in the Quran, okay? I'm going to show you the same verse, but in different Qurans, and I'll show you the difference. And there's multiple of these type of examples. All right, so hold on. Let's start with something simple. So this is in chapter... Oops. Sorry, guys. This is in chapter 37 of the Quran, verse 12. All right. It's chapter 37 of the Quran, verse 12. And for those of you guys who want this link, here's the link. Hold on. Let me go ahead and give it to you guys, because a lot of people ask me for this link. All right. There you go. So it's chapter 37, verse 12. Okay. So this right here, this is the Hafs Quran. Hafs Anham Asim. Is that right, Paul? That's what it says?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All
Hassan, awesome.
Yeah. Now let me go ahead and put it in English so we can kind of see this. Here it is. Yep. Hafs on the authority of Asim. This is the Hafs Quran. Hafs recitation. Go ahead and read that for me, Paul.
بل عجبت ويسخرون.
Beautiful. So we're going to be focusing on this word right here, which is ajetta, with the ta at the end. Right, Paul?
Correct.
All right.
Fatha.
Mm-hmm. So it's ajetta. What does ajetta mean, Paul?
And that means you were surprised.
You were surprised. Okay. So you were surprised while they mocked, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that's the Hafs Quran. Now, what I like about this website, Ali, is that it color codes where a difference might be. So we'll see here.
Yeah, but those are websites. They're not books.
These are
so,
these are books. These are Qurans.
No, I mean, like, they're not like anything can be false in like the internet. So
These are Qurans, though. I mean, I'm showing
No,
you by itself. I'm showing it to you.
no, but people can change things on the internet. In a book has been written and it's been there for ages.
Oh, people
So it's
can't change
different.
anything in a book. So you don't believe anything online. You don't use any online sources.
I'm not saying you're lying, but it's different on the internet.
What's
But
different?
This is an authoritative.
So whatever website you're using now and whatever website you're gonna pull up, someone could have made changes or created that website for it to be like that.
The issue with what you're saying, this is not an anti-Islam website.
No, I know that. I'm just saying from a neutral perspective.
That's not a neutral perspective. That's a biased perspective.
It's not because
It's not even biased. It's
because it's
nonsensical.
it's a known fact that websites are.
No, please
No, but
let me
even
finish
if
my
it's a
sentence, please.
Even if it's a
Let me.
Muslim website,
Can I just finish a sentence? So this is an authoritative website that aim to teach Muslims Islam and aim to teach Muslims Qira'at. Do you understand? So this is not just any website. This is a website that is funded, monitored, and basically bankrolled into teaching Islam by the highest authorities in Middle East. This is not aimed to attack Islam. This is aimed to teach Islam, and so this is part of their website is the comparison between readings or recitation, as you call
yeah, but
it.
it's not a credible source. I don't know what website you're
It's
According-
a
using.
highly credible source.
Yeah, according
Sorry.
to what are you saying? It's not a credible source based on.
So if you give me the websites, then maybe I can look at them.
But wait, you
Give me
said,
both
wait.
websites.
So you said it's not credible without knowing the website.
I'm saying I don't know what website you're using.
It's right here.
So what's the name?
InQuran.com.
Okay, look that one up.
Avery, could you please click on the about, and then it will show everything that I said. It's
Yeah.
basically,
The you said the about.
yeah, every website should have about and who they are, like basically.
Let me see here. Look, it has all these, but I don't really see an about though. Let me see. Homepage, visitors post, recommendations of scholars, latest news, call us, yada yada.
It should have like something, a declaration on who they are somewhere.
It's okay. If this doesn't work for him, I have Qurans. So hold on.
You have the physical Quran?
I don't have the Khalif version, unfortunately, since Anthony's being selfish. But
I've never seen.
I got House and Wash.
I don't know who's
Perfect.
built this
If you want to
website.
go to Warsh, can you go to 43 verse 19?
Yeah, and instead of doing this on the screen, I'll actually just get my book. I'll show the books if that works for you. So websites don't work for him, guys. It's books that matters to him. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna be back. Give me 1 second. Somebody sing the intermission song.
He left. I don't think he's. Oh boy.